I was hoping that Dallas would draft Joe Burrows and get rid of Dak.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Coach. I cannot dispute that.
Coach is right.
We are back. There they are. It is Coach Twilight on loan from the PA Gremlins. It is Red, the Alabama champs, up there with the Sea Pigeons. Yes, indeed, boys and girls, we are here. We're going to bring you just a little bit more of that sports knowledge that we all have here today. So, we're going to start with the GOAT. Did anybody watch? Did the GOAT? Look, who's more to blame? Is it Tom Brady? Is it Lattimore? Or is it Mike Evans? Who's more to blame? Who wants to start? Give it to me.
I'm going to make it easy. Tom Brady instigated. Kenny Lattimore and Evans have had this beef going on for about some time now. This is nothing new. It started with Jameis Winston.
No.
When he poked him in the back of the head. And then all of a sudden, here he comes shoving him out of the way to protect his quarterback.
Evans.
So Evans been known to protect his quarterback. So you can't knock him. I'm going to say Tom Brady because he instigated. Now, here's the secret.
Okay.
Leonard Fournette had something to do with that, though.
Ooh.
No
Leonard
shit.
Fournette had something to do with it.
He did.
Okay. Red, what you got?
If you watch the video, Tom Brady started to say something which anybody within 2 feet of any of his receivers is yelling pass interference. But after he was doing that, Lattimore came up and said something to him, and then here comes Fournette right in, bull rushed right in, thinking someone was getting ready to go after Brady. And then that's when you got Mike Evans coming across. But Coach is right. These two have had beef since every time you watch a Saints Buccaneers game, they're going at it. And that is the way Mike Evans has played even in his college days. And he does the majority of the pass interference.
He ignorant. I like him.
You know what? Coach, I agree with your assessment when you said Fournette. I was going to go at Fournette. I was like, you know what? I don't think any of them, had it. I think Fournette was the reason, it all started. Fournette was the one that came over and in protection of the GOAT. He got a little, touchy-feely with Lattimore. And that's when Mike Evans came back. Tom turned around. Watch the video. Tom turned around, as you can see, and that's when Fournette jumped in there, and then my man Mike Evans, who was all the way over on the sideline. I was like,
on the sidelines.
But you're right.
He wanted a reason to go put his foot in Lattimore's behind. Let's keep it real. He's like, oh, we're gonna fight. Bam! Yeah.
Yes, indeed. He was when he turned around and saw who it was, he was like, oh, that's Lattimore? He ran right on out there. Book-ow. My man Lattimore was all the way feet in the air. I was like, oh, Lord, good gracious. So let me ask y'all. Let me ask you. Did Evans deserve the suspension?
Yeah.
Both of them. Yeah.
And
to come off the sidelines yet like that?
I'm talking about the one game.
Because he should have just kept his ass on the sideline.
The additional one game suspension. The Evans. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know what you're talking about.
We speak, he's appealing it, but
okay.
No, he's appealing it today. He should. I'm pretty sure. He should have a decision by tomorrow, but it was they were appealing it. But I think what it is that they know that between Evans and Lattimore, this is going to continue to escalate each game. So they're trying to right now get in front of it and say, hey, do this again. It's going to be 3 games. Do it again.
Because they're in the same division. They're in the same division. They'll be playing down in Tampa. They meet each other in the play. I mean, it's just going to get worse. it has gradually gotten worse every year.
I agree. Both good points.
Yeah.
I mean, spot on there, Coach. They're trying to nip it in the bud as soon as possible. So absolutely. That said, should Lattimore have been suspended, or should the guy who came in and tackled Mike Evans, should he have been suspended?
No,
Hmm.
no,
No.
because he's trying to save his teammate. But I look at it like this again. If you look at the overall picture of this, is Lattimore, Evans. They've been battling. Now Leonard Fournette should have gotten a suspension because he did instigate that.
Okay.
Nah,
But no one saw that.
You
You
could.
couldn't
but I'm
miss
gonna
what
tell you what we
Evans
say
did.
at the youth level. It's not the person who started. It's the second person that's always gonna be caught.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All
Yep.
right. Well, you know what? We'll leave it at that. Like you said, Coach, Evans is going to appeal the whole thing. We'll see what comes of it. So, yeah, that's it. Let us know what y'all think right there. But, hey, we're going to move on. That said, what in the hell? Trey Lance is, 2 minutes into a season and is already done? 2 minutes? Really? Trey Lance is 2 minutes. I'm like, good gracious, man. You just got handed the key. That's like backing out your parents' garage way and having an accident. Boom.
And a freak
Man.
accident it was. I mean, that unfortunately, that's part of the game, and unfortunately, it was like you said, it was a freak accident. No one tried to do that to him. No, I mean, it just happened. Unfortunately,
what now? So I mean, I know we kept Jimmy G. I know they kept him, and look at that, how that panned out right there, huh?
he chose. He chose to
Absolutely.
stay with the 49ers and nurture and groom and do so. And now it's
That's just your insurance
his
policy
show to see what he can
getting to
do.
work. You know how you buy insurance for your car in case happens? That was in case happens.
Yes.
And now they can cash in on their insurance policy. They call State Farm Jake. They was like, "Hey Jake, we want to cash in Jimmy."
You know what?
Yeah.
They got that at a great discount. Cause you're right,
$375,000.
But Jimmy G chose because there were no other teams out there as suitors, because they wanted to know what the condition of his arm was that he had surgery on. So there were no other suitors out there, who were willing to give him that. What was he commanding? A $23 million salary if he had stayed, So nobody wanted to pay him that much money and not see and know what the condition of his arm was. So yeah, you're right. He chose to stay in San Francisco for, $6.5 million. You talking about a discount. And then look, now he gets to pay his or play his value back up this season. Literally. He gets to, because he wasn't, we'll see what condition. I mean, he looked pretty good out there, the other day, but
again, it was the pigeons. Yep, it was the pigeons.
Look, Jimmy G is 35 and 36 now. 36 and 16 for his career. So
He the new pay the man.
Pay the man.
He's the new pay the man. So, okay. And what do I mean by pay the man? At some point, San Francisco have to pay the man.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, San Francisco, huh?
Time will tell.
Well, San Francisco ain't gonna pay him shit.
I mean, it's only the second damn game of the season.
San Francisco ain't gonna pay him shit. Jimmy G is playing this year for his future in another place, but San Francisco has made its mind up that Trey Lance is the man.
Trey Lance is their quarterback.
Trey Lance is injury prone.
Yep.
Jimmy G is the new pay the man.
I'm telling you right now.
I marked it right. Let it be said right here, people. Jimmy G is the new pay the man. I know what they said. I know what one says. I know what Red said. But listen to me, folks. I got an inside track. They not listening. They think they know it. I do this for a living. Jimmy G is the new pay the man.
Just not with college.
Yeah, I don't deal with college.
just,
They don't pay enough.
just not with college.
We know.
That's it. Okay, there it is. You have it from Coach. Jimmy G is the new pay the man. That means, as I understand it, San Francisco is going to come back to him and beg him to stay and offer him millions of dollars, even though, so here's something you don't know, even though when they told, Jimmy G, when he chose to come back, they went in and had a meeting with all the leaders on the team and told the leaders what they were going to do to make it clear that Jimmy G was the backup and not the primary. So they intentionally made his salary lower than that of Trey Lance. So why would they now bring him back and give him a bigger salary than Trey Lance? But I understand Coach said...
Oh. Good question. Now I'm going to answer it. Here's the situation. Idiocy.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
I'm sorry.
I know you can't even get it out.
It was so good for me. The situation is that Trey Lance is now known as an injury-prone quarterback in his second year. I'm not saying he can't come back from it, but any running quarterback, a.k.a. Dak, is not going to look as good when he comes back, a.k.a. Dak. Now, you got a proven winner in Jimmy G.
I can't dispute that.
Pay the man.
Pay the man. I'm going to tell you right now, Coach, I cannot dispute that. If his arm holds up for this season, and they look, if they get a 9-8 record or
Jimmy
above,
got kids.
I'm going to tell you right now, you may have to go ahead, like he said, and pay the man. I tell you what, that locker room, you know what, that locker room's divided. I'm going to tell you right now, some of them were really rooting for Jimmy G to, get his paycheck and remain. And some of them were like, all right, well, let's give a young cat a new chance. But that locker room now, especially if he comes out and wins, we could have an issue. Hey,
you ever seen the Red Sea? You ever read the Bible about Moses when he parted the Red Sea?
Yeah.
That's going to look like the San Francisco locker room.
Okay, well, there it is. Well,
not unless they get some wins.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. The wins will help bring it all together.
The wins are going to make a real tough decision for San Francisco when it comes to Trey Lance and Jimmy G. All right, we're going to move on from that. Hey, look, as you mentioned, Dak, we're going to talk about Dak. We're going to talk about the Cowboys. We're going to talk about... I don't know if any of y'all saw this.
They said cooperrush was doing a Tom Brady imitation the last few plays there, and when it got that, oh my God.
But let me ask you now, is Michael Irving off his rocker? What in the world? Hey, Michael Irving is talking about cooperrush like he is the second coming of, dare I say, Jesus? I mean, what, Coach? We're gonna give the floor to you. Like, what?
This may take a 2-day This may have to take a 2-day session.
Okay.
Y'all know Michael Irvin was on drugs, right? You ever seen that old commercial? This is your brain, and then they crack the egg in the thing. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Right.
Okay. Enough said. Jimmy, I admire cooperrush. He has done a lot of off-season work to improve his throwing ability. He's gone through the offseason to know the offense since he's always been the backup. But cooperrush is no damn Tom Brady. Let's stop that right there. Please don't insult Mr. Brady, who has 7 rings. This man has darn near changed the league to be mimic what he does. I understand, Michael. I love you. You're the playmaker. But let's come back to reality.
Let's come back to reality. You know, Red, I was going to ask, do you think this was more a win for the Cowboys and cooperrush, or was this how dismal the Cincinnati, Bengals are at this point in the season?
how dismal the Bengals are at this point in the season. I watched that game last week between the Bengals and the Steelers, and I'm like, the hell am I watching? Because I mean, it was just. I mean, now granted, the Steelers' defense was off the chain last week, but outside what, and I didn't get to see the Bengals and the Cowboys play, but I saw highlights and stuff. I think it's more about how Cincinnati is compared to
Coach,
what
what do you
Dallas is
think?
going through. Because they couldn't get the ball
What do you
going
think,
on their
Coach?
side.
Is this more about the Cowboys win?
No.
Or is this more about the Bengals and how bad they are?
The Bengals look. The Bengals always start off slow. Let's be honest now. We got to look at it for what it's worth. Now, Joe Burrow's cool hand JoJo. I call him JoJo. Y'all call him Joe Burrow. I call him JoJo. I called him. He said I can call him JoJo. He's very poised. He doesn't start off like he's supposed to and literally take over the game from jump. I was hoping that Dallas would draft Joe Burrows and get rid of Dak. That was my prayer. I was sitting there, Lord, please get rid of Dak. Let me get Joe Burrows just so I can have me a decent quarterback.
That would have been a nightmare. I'm not
But
gonna lie.
I
Glad that
like
didn't
Joe's
happen,
attitude. I like his pizzazz. I just feel as though the Bengals starts off slow. Now, they're going to catch up. I know they're 0-2. They're going to make the playoffs. They're in the weak AFC East.
Okay.
It's weak. That thing's more watered down. I'm going to leave it alone, but it's watered down. From the Steelers on down. The Patriots, really? I mean, who else is in it? Well, Miami. Yeah, ain't nobody really got
Yeah,
a
Steelers
quarterback.
ain't got a
Joe
quarterback.
Burrow's the only literally legit quarterback they got.
So you're saying you don't believe in Tua?
No. No, I don't believe.
Yeah,
I don't
both
believe.
of you.
Who
I
you
mean,
talking to?
I really don't because his passes were a lot short. You had to look at watch his mechanics. Yes, he threw the long ball. Everybody, hell, if I throw it, I can make those passes to my man.
Okay, Red, what you say? What you say, Red?
Oh, okay.
Are we believing in Tua?
Uh, I believe in Tua. It's just yes,
Bullshit.
and it's not just
Sorry.
because he's at Alabama.
Hay fever.
Whatever, whatever. He has got a semi decent line, and he's got two
That's
hell
right.
of receivers to throw to, who can run under,
Look,
and
if you
catch
watch
those
that
long
Miami
balls.
game,
Because
yes,
both Hill and Waddle
I'm gonna
had
tell you right now,
outstanding games.
both of them. Like you couldn't stop calling Waddle's name, and then every time you thought you were gonna stop calling Waddle's name, all of a sudden Tyreek Hill was over the top, and it was done. Look, the NFL better catch up to Miami, cause Tua showed he can hit the short ball with Waddle, and he'll go over top. And you're right, Hill was gone so far that he had to slow down and come back to the ball. So, hey, look, I think this is the year for Tua. We're going to see. That's just, 2 games for a sample, but we're going to see. All right, hey, look, and unless you got something else to say about your Cowboys.
I mean, what else is there to say, man? I mean, let's be real. The offensive line is kind of watered down. I mean, my defense looked good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Shout out to my man 717, Michael Parsons. I mean,
6
Harrisburg
sacks.
zone. But
6 sacks. They had 6 sacks against Burrow.
yeah, but you got Zeke disappearing during the game. Let's be real. He started off strong, and the next, he's averaging 3.6 yards a carry. Really? I can run 3 6 point yards per carry, and I'm out of shape.
You know what? In all honesty, I think preseason would actually help them if they actually played. But I know they don't. I mean, you're just basically preseason is nothing more than letting everybody try to fight a way to 53. That's what preseason is. But these players with their options of coming to camp and this, that, and the other, you're seeing now.
Red, we gonna
what they do
one,
in the
I like what she said though. She hit the head on the hammer on the nail.
I want to table that one, and we'll come back to that one. I'm gonna write that one down for us to come back to. I want to go ahead and segue, into a little college football before we get out of here, if y'all don't mind. So hey, look. First of all, we showed so much love for Scott Frost then I think we need to show just as much love to Herm Edwards. And I'm going to start in, just a real quick snippet. But I was very disappointed and dismayed by, all the things that are coming out about a program led by Herm Edwards. Herm Edwards has always been, a person of character. At least he presented that, when we saw him, on ESPN and with the Eagles and so forth and so on. And so yes. I was very disheartened by all the things that were coming out about, things that were going on under his program, his staff members and everything. I was like, but that's Herm. If there's anybody who will have a check on that, Herm Edwards would be the person who would do that. You're not going to fly that type of crop around Herm Edwards, and here it is, and it's been going on for a while. I'm like, damn, really? But yeah, I was a little disheartened by things that came out about Herm Edwards. Anyone?
No. Go ahead. I'll
go ahead.
Wrap it up.
Go ahead, Coach. I was just gonna say, when you think of Herm Edwards, you kind of put him in the same as Tony Dungy.
That's right.
Maybe not the religious side, but as far as how you carry a team side, how you do the team, and when, like you said, when everything was coming out and all that,
everything, it's a lot.
Everything,
y'all need to check it out. It's a lot. We're not gonna have time to get into it, but it's a lot. Go ahead, Red.
But to not have that control, you wonder, was there a reason why he didn't? Did he choose not to do it? Did he legit know nothing?
Hey, look,
it's hard for me to believe.
That's right.
That
Herm
it was not known.
Herm is an accountability and responsibility person. That's all he has ever presented when he's been in front of us in the public eye. So I would have expected that was the attitude and mentality that he carried on to, Arizona. So go ahead, Coach.
Sometimes heroes, how they say it, either you die a hero or you live long enough to play the villain.
You play say it again, Coach.
Either you die a hero, which he ain't dead, or you live long enough to play the villain. When you're in that kind of environment, let's be real. Again, everybody don't have Tricky Nicky's staff. Now, let's get with it. This is Arizona State. This ain't Tricky Nicky's staff. This is Arizona State. This is not Tricky Nicky and how he can maneuver all the pieces. This is Arizona State.
Okay.
This is not Texas. This is not Texas A&M. Arizona State. So he was going to let some stuff slide to try to get some recruits in.
Right.
That's all I got to say about that. I love you, Tricky Nicky.
Enough said. Red, while we're on college football, we had thought that Arkansas was going to be something, and then they went ahead and did that BS, this past weekend. But I'll tell you right now, Arkansas, who is still ranked number 10, is about to play your favorite team and favorite coach, and Jimbo Fisher and Texas A&M this weekend. I wanted to get your thoughts before we ran out.
Hold on. When we talk,
woo, Big Sue, what the hell you waiting on?
What you got?
Yeah, okay. It's gonna be a good game.
Okay.
It is going to be a good game. That's all. That's really all I'm gonna say. Is that it should be a good game. I will be a Pig Suey in person. Woo, Pig Suey.
Got you.
But they are playing at College Station, Kyle Field, so it's going to be It will be difficult,
well,
but I think they will. I think they'll pull it. I do. I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I do think they'll
I'm
beat
going
them.
to be tuned in. I'm
They'll win.
definitely going to be tuned into that game this Saturday. Coach, it looked like you were
Yep.
shaking your head. Did you have something you wanted to?
Now you do know this means you actually have to watch some shit, and you can't hear him.
You're
You
muted.
muted.
We can't hear you.
I'll be watching Penn State and Northwestern from a top. So yeah, I'll be watching a few college. Only when I can get into the stadium. Now sitting down,
Okay.
I usually have to go to a bunch of youth games, so I don't really have time to see all these prima donna coaches, Tricky Nicky and Jimbo Fish and all them. I'm trying to get kids at this level to go see them so they can get paid. But it's okay. You took the high road. Hey, I was very impressed.
Hey, before we get out of here, Red, last thing, is Kansas real? They 3-0. Are they real?
They're 3-0. They're a quiet 3-0. They have wins over
Okay.
West Virginia and Houston. So, and Houston's coach actually coached at West Virginia at one point in time. So, and then they go in to play
They
Duke
could
and
be
Iowa
5-0.
State. So, time
Yeah.
time was time will tell, but they are a very quiet
They
3-0
could
in the
very
Big
well
12.
be 5-0 by the time And I was talking,
Yep.
not talking to. I wish I was talking to. I was listening to Reese Davis because the people out down there in Kansas and Manhattan are like, why isn't game day coming to Kansas? So if they go 5-0, game day might have to consider it. Hey, watch out, y'all down there in Kansas. Game day could be coming.
They will actually they're 3-0 now. They would actually need to be 6-0 because then Kansas would be at OU as long as OU stays undefeated. So if they go
Oh,
and
so
that
you're
game will be
saying
in
that
Norman.
game day will come to the game
So
in Norman to see?
if Kansas
That's a prediction right there,
never
Red. I think
know.
that's what'll
Yeah.
happen. If they go 5-0,
Yep.
game day is coming to their game in Norman. I agree. Hey, look,
Norman.
thanks for your time. Hey, look, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let us know what y'all think on the things that we talked about here this afternoon. Coach made some good points about, Joe Burrow. He also let y'all know that Michael Irving may be, a little too much there. Just a little,
Smoking a little
so
bit.
let us know what you think about what Coach said. I tend to agree with him, but maybe others will disagree. Red has some predictions about where college game day is going to be here real soon. Give it 3 weeks here. Kansas, game day could be coming, so y'all better be rooting your boys on. They need to be 5-0. Game day will
That's it.
definitely show up down there if they are ready and on the schedule for Norman or the guys out of Norman. Yeah. So hey, keep them going there. That said, if y'all have nothing else, Coach.
Like, love, share, holler at us, comment, do whatever you can. Just hey, participate. Michael, I love you though. You know I love you. You're just a little off rocker this week. You're just a little off rocker.
A little love shown. Yes, indeed. Red, a little love.
Man, you done called that man an addict.
I mean, I said he was on
I said
drugs.
he
Let's
done
be
called that
real.
man an addict.
I mean, everybody knew
Hey,
it. Everybody in Dallas
speedy
knew it.
recovery to Trey Lance there. I hope he gets better. Nothing against him, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that's
Yes.
gonna be a rocky situation there. We'll watch it as
Pay the
it
man.
unfolds, but he'll be back next year there. Again, last thing is again a little disappointed with Herm there, but hey. We are all human. I'll leave it at that. But hey, let us know what y'all think about all these things in the comments there. Until next time, we are out of here.
Hey, Jimmy G.
This is
Peace. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.